The Carpenter Award is LightHawk's award for volunteer pilot who has flown the most hours, donated the most hours to conservation flying with LightHawk. So the Carpenter Award this year is going to Austin, Texas-based pilot Jack Long. And Jack donated 45 hours, flight hours in the past year flying with LightHawk. One of my favorite things about Jack is that he is always up for planning the next conservation flying adventure. And that goes for whether it's his adventure or someone else's. Jack is, he's dependable, he's very thoughtful and very dedicated to wildlife conservation and recovery. And, just somebody that we can always go to. Partner Natalie David at Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium said the transfer of these animals would have been even more time and resource intensive if not for the help of LightHawk. It was an amazing experience working with them. I am so thankful for the generosity of volunteer pilot Jack Long. What a rock star. Just a fun fact about Jack's this past year of flying with LightHawk is that Jack flew 21 passengers last year with LightHawk, and only one of them was human. He flew red wolves, osprey, Alplomatal falcons, and North American river otters. And on every one of those flights with Jack, it was a ticket back to the wild. I wanted to congratulate you and announce to you that you are this year's recipient of the Carpenter Award with LightHawk. And that's the award that recognizes the pilot who has donated the most flight hours in the past year to advancing conservation through donated missions with LightHawk. And you came in at 45 flight hours. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. I would not have guessed it would have been that many hours, but I guess there were a lot of long trips. Yeah.
It looks like you flew 21 passengers and only one of them was human.
Yeah, I always joke. I say, I've been doing this for LightHawk for 12 years. Someday they're going to trust me with people.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Thank you for the recognition.
Hello, LightHawk community. This is Jack Long, and I'm very honored to receive the Carpenter Award for 2021 for flying the most hours in the previous fiscal year on LightHawk missions. LightHawk's an incredible organization. I've been doing flights since 2011. My first flight was to Belize from Sheridan, Wyoming, and have enjoyed every flight since then. I've never had a serious problem on any flights. They've been well organized, have been made successfully, and the flights are just, not only is the flying interesting, we go to some interesting places, and of course most of my flights have been wildlife transport, so we carry some interesting cargo. But the people I've met, both the partners, the staff and folks working with the partners and the LightHawk folks, have just been extraordinary. They've been helpful, professional, and interesting, and just fun to get to know. So these flights I've done have been a great reward for me, not a burden at all. And I'm glad to have been able to do a lot of flights, especially given the pandemic year. My flights tend to be longer, so I didn't really do that many flights, but they tend to be very long legs because our aircraft is well suited for that. And I'm looking forward to doing more flights in the upcoming year, and I encourage everyone to get involved, do some flights, people flights, photograph flights, wildlife transport flights like I do. It just depends on your desires and your aircraft type. But if you get involved, you won't be disappointed. And also consider supporting LightHawk in other ways other than flying. Financially, the staff at LightHawk is great, but they need to be paid, and there's other costs associated with running LightHawk that need to be covered. So please consider supporting LightHawk with your flying and perhaps also financially. But most of all, get involved, do some flights. You'll enjoy them as I have. Thanks very much, and hope to see folks when we can do a fly-in person, whenever that is safe. Thank you.